AI assistants respond differently depending on where they think the user is. That part may sound obvious, but the less obvious question, and the one that we actually wanted to answer, is whether the way you set up your monitoring prompts shapes the answers you get back. Let's walk through what we learned. Imagine you're sitting in your living room. Suddenly, your power goes out. You grab your phone, open ChatGPT, and ask, "Why did my power just go out?" Without ever telling AI where you live. It names your local utility, suggests outage map, and even mentions your neighborhood. So, how does that work, and how do you set up your monitoring so it captures the same things your customers see? This isn't just a quirk. AI assistants infer where the users are from IP, context, and other signals, and they tailor responses accordingly. So, different users in different regions get different answers for the same questions, which means the way you set up your monitoring determines whether you capture what the customers actually see or just generic average that misses regional reality. So we run a control test. The question, does how you tell an AI where the user is actually changes what it says? For US regions, each with its own dominant local brand, the same kinds of questions asked thousands and thousands of times. Sometimes the location went in as a structured parameter, sometimes as a system instruction, sometimes written right into the prompt, sometimes all of those at once, and sometimes none at all. The first finding, when the AI had a clear location, it consistently surfaced the right local brand for that region. And it was actually figuring out where the user is, not just throwing out random regional brands names and hoping something will stick. Here's the finding, and it surprised us. Whether you give the AI location matters, but where you put that signals matters far more. Writing the location directly into the prompt, saying, for example, "I'm in San Jose," as a part of the question, produced dramatically different and more accurate results than any other approach. The gap between no location and structured parameter was real, but modest. The gap between a structured parameter and writing it into the prompt was large. So whether you pass a location matters, but where you put it is far, far more important. To check if this holds outside of our test, we decided to run a direct comparison. So we took the same prompts with real ChatGPT. And as you can see, location as a structured parameter, it was still a gap of over 50 points from what actual users experience. But location added inside the prompt, it was just a gap of a few percentage points from real user behavior within a sampling noise. So in-prompt monitoring isn't just better on paper. It nearly mirrors what your customers actually see. For prompts, where the answer should depend on where the customer is, outage questions, near me questions, local pricing, other regional inquiries, write the location into the prompt itself. SCD, a state, a zip. We tested this with regional utilities, but the mechanism applies the same way across industries, a hospital network, a regional retailer, a regional bank, and so on. Especially if you operate in a very specific area. Start with your most location sensitive prompts.